Hi, beautiful people. Shalom, shalom. Welcome and welcome again to the Silver YouTube channel. I'm glad I'm here. Now, this is my first live. I've decided to just make a podcast like live for a few minutes. I didn't get time to record just, you know, the other records I used to do. As you can see, I'm not even well prepared, but I was sitting here and I thought of something. I have this idea of just giving you a story about Esther in the Bible, and I've been making a research. You know, I've been making a research during the day. Unfortunately, I was so exhausted I didn't get a chance of recording myself, and I just took like 2 hours for a rest, and after I just went to work. I'm at work right now, and something which is really I'm not saying funny is that I'm just losing my voice. I don't know what's going on, but maybe it's because I'm tired. I'm just, yeah. So I've been thinking of Esther. I've been thinking, go. I was going to do the podcast about Esther, Mordecai, and Naaman. This is really an interesting story on me. It really inspired me in a way people couldn't think. You see, there's a time in life you feel like you're having many difficult things going on in your life, and you think, hey, what's going on? What's going on? But the story of Mordecai and Naaman and Esther was really interesting. It's something that can make you keep going, knowing that God will show up at some point. Like God will do something at some point. There's this time I was reading the Bible and I just read the story and I saw how Naaman wanted to destroy like all the nation where Esther and Mordecai were coming from. And something which is really, really terrible was that he just wanted to kill all of them. And what happened after or there just made me laugh or made me realize that always God is having a plan that is hiding somewhere. People couldn't find that easy, but yeah, there's always a plan. So Naaman went to the king and said, you know, that nation, this and that, is doing this, so we have to kill it. And the king said, you know what, because you have the power, you have the right to decide what is happening. You can just write the letters and send them to all the nations that this is going to happen. The king even gave them, like, gave him a ring. And Mordecai heard like Naaman saying like or talking about how he's having a plan of killing the king, and he just told the king, if I'm not mistaken, that he's just doing it just to serve the king. And when the king just saw it, also Esther took like days to go to fast, and he just told all the nation, "Hey, you have to join me in this fasting." We had maybe, I think it was 3 days. They just did it very serious. That's when I was like, when I'm going to do the fasting thing, I have to be serious. I have to make sure that I know what's going on. I have to make sure that I have a purpose of going, not just fasting, but also praying about something. Yeah. So they just took all the days. The story is long, but cutting it short, Esther just took those 3 days because she decided she would go and show up in a king's, I would just call it a king's house. I don't know how to say it. And you know that in that time when you just showed up and the king doesn't decide that you have to meet him or to point you the other, how do we call it? I'm not calling it a state, but I don't know. But you know, there's something that he pointed you just to say if you have the right to come in, or if you don't have the right, you'll be killed because you just stepped in and you had like you didn't have an appointment. Let's say, let's bring it in these days. Yeah. So later, excuse me. Yeah, excuse me, as I told you, I'm at work, so I might be interrupted, but yes, I know you're gonna be sorry and get what I was just saying. Yeah, so after, but this part I just skipped when Esther just went. I don't know, maybe someone was going to be when they were going to pick like another wife, when they were going to choose another wife for the king because his wife just disrespected him, and the king just said Esther is going to be the one. So they kept taking care of her, just giving all the cares as a princess or as a queen. I would just use a queen, it's a proper word maybe for it. And yeah, the king just chose her. Yeah, and after one, this life is kind of funny, but please bear with me. I'm at work. I'm just giving you a story of Esther, and I hope it will be like I just said it in English, and I will come back later and say it in Kinyarwanda. Tomorrow I'm doing my podcast. I just translate it in Kinyarwanda to those who doesn't listen English or who are not just being compliant with what I'm just saying. There are people who have language barriers and we don't take it as much. Yeah. So let's moving on with the story. I'll just keep it short. Yeah. So the king just pointed Esther that she's going to be the next wife for the king. Very, very, should I say that it's being lucky? Yeah, but it's something which is good. Imagine being picked up and just many people that God brought your way. I mean, there were many girls there, and the king just decided to pick Esther. It was something which is very interesting. And one thing that I have saw when people like have Esther, they also have this anointment or they have this blessing of being chosen where they are. When they knock, just the doors are being opened. I am Esther too, like my spiritual name. Yeah. Yeah, you will bear with me, guys, because I'm at work, and tomorrow I'm just doing a podcast. I just came to live to see if it even works. So after when Esther was chosen to be a king's wife, after king's wife just disrespected him in front of the public. Esther just decided to save her nation from just being killed by Naaman, and that decision was a good decision that I can also make to save my nation. Imagine your country is going to be killed, like everyone is going to be killed. You're not going to be like remember just because someone is not liking you. If I had something also to do, I could just go for it and you know just save my nation, save my family, save my friends, save my everybody that does matter on me or does something good or someone that I love. Yeah, so they just took these 3 days. I guess they just decided to go and fast, right? And tell God maybe about the plans they're having in those maybe after those 3 days. And after when they're done with their fasting, um, they Esther just wrote a letter to Mordecai telling him about everything. It's even Mordecai who went to tell the nation about the fasting day. And yeah, they just did it. After when they were done, Esther just made, I would call it, it's not a crazy decision, but it's it's a hard decision that a person can make. Imagine doing something knowing that if you are not lucky, imagine, let's say, something which is very strange here is just crossing like the highway. People doesn't do that. No one does that for real. Now imagine taking a list to say, just crossing this road. If a car doesn't hit me, I will just end crossing the road. If it hits me in the middle, I will just die because the cars are on a speed of maybe 70, 100 and something else. That would be very worse. Yeah. So, Esther just made a decision. she just said, I'm just going to show up, and maybe it was maybe in a living room, maybe in an office. I don't know how it was like at that time, but she just made a decision of showing up, of showing up in the presence of the king. And if the king is going to point her, she's gonna be blessed and say whatever she wants. And if he doesn't, she's gonna die. So because of the goodness of God and because of the praise they just did as a nation, when Esther just showed up in front of the king, he was favored. The king just pointed him, and oh, what a wonderful story! And he just told Esther, whatever a queen wants, may she get it. And the queen just said, like, we can have something like a gathering. We come together and, um, I'm sorry, and we just share, maybe, I think it was like a dinner with other people working in that area, or other people serving the king. The king said, yes, you're allowed. So when they were in that gathering, I'm just paraphrasing, I'm not really from the Bible, but tomorrow I'm just using my Bible to do the podcast. This is just a story. I just even did it in English. I feel like I really missed doing my podcast in English. I do them in Kinyarwanda and just try to see if I can do also in English, and I'm doing good, right? You have to tell me if you would listen to this podcast. I'm not even listening to podcast. It's a podcast. Yeah. So when they were in that gathering, just Esther started saying about how Naaman just is betraying them, is betraying their nation, how he's just wanting to kill them over the like lying, or in a way that no one liked. And the king was like, really? And they even said, Naaman, because they knew the plan that Naaman was having, he just wanted to kill the king. And the king said, oh, really? I'm just wondering, like, from my expressions, how I can say, if I was with someone, I know he's serving me in a good way, like everything is okay, and someone comes with a proof of the plans they have for me. They say, this person is trying to kill you. I'll be like, really? Why? I see, like, they are not showing me anything. They're showing me like everything is going good. Then why should they do that? So interesting. So the king said, the king was very wise. I really liked it. Imagine what the king said. He just said, he just asked to Naaman, what should we do to the person that the king used to honor or to respect or to love? Maybe those labels would just bring up what I want to mean. And if you know the story, you just come up to know what I'm reading to. I'm sorry, I just read the story in Kinyarwanda. I just didn't read it in English. That's why. Yeah. So now the king, Naaman answered, like all the kings likes to respect or honor, or the other things I said. May he be how do I call gutambagizwa, like moving around on a horse. I think a horse is ifarashi in Kinyarwanda. I don't know. Let's say a horse. And may he be given a ring, and also may be respected by the community, like around the king, around the neighborhood in the kingdom, maybe neighborhood, I don't know. And Naaman was thinking that that thing is going to be done on him, but something which is really crazy. It was going to be done by Mordecai. Remember, Mordecai was like a gatekeeper, you know, a gatekeeper, a gatekeeper. And he was also the uncle of Hadassah or Esther. Yeah. Remember, even before Esther coming there, like in a campaign of someone who's going to be the king's wife, like the next king's wife, Mordecai told Esther to not say anything about where he's coming from. Means he was just hiding. Okay, sometimes it's not good to just say everything. Sometimes you have to keep things on yourself. That's one thing that I learned from the book of Esther in the Bible. Sometimes it's not a good thing just to say everything. Sometimes you have to keep things on yourself and surprise people. Because if Esther just came and say where she was from, maybe she couldn't get that opportunity that time. She couldn't have got the same opportunity of being like a queen or being a king's wife, you know. So that's one thing. That's the wisdom that I got from there. Also, like having someone who supports you and on your side is also something which is very sensitive. Yeah. So after, I don't even remember. Yeah, Norman was thinking that the the those things he was saying was going to be done on him. Surprisingly, he didn't know that it was going to be done on someone else. And after the gathering, the king said, "Tomorrow, you have to do that on Mordecai because he just served me." And also the king asked Naaman, "Why did you betray me? Why were you doing this in secret? That you wanted to kill me? That you wanted to finish my life? Why?" And something which was really really so amazing is after Naaman knew that he was really in trouble, and yes, everyone can be in trouble by doing that. So one thing he decided to try maybe to say that he didn't do that, to deny what he did, but the king was like, "No, I even have the proof." Remember, he just made a tree that he was going to hang on Mordecai, and he was like, "Hey, I'll be winning." And after something which was really really surprisingly, people, please don't do bad things to others, because what goes around will always come around. He thought that he was going to kill Mordecai on that tree, and just did what the king just said. He just took Mordecai on a horse. He just gave him, I would say, it's a trip in the neighborhood, people singing for him. And when that was done, like in the evening, the king said they don't have to kill the nation that Esther was coming from and Mordecai. Either they decided to kill just Mordecai and his family, and also hang him on that tree that he has prepared. Mordecai, like he has prepared for Mordecai to be hanged on. Ooh. And after, yeah, life kept going, moving on. But something which was really good and very interesting in that story, I just got some kind of reasons. I just got some wisdom. Sometimes you don't have to be like exposed to many things. You don't have to expose yourself to many people. All you have to do is to expose what is needed, and what is not needed, you just have to keep it and just leave things go by the flow. Because when you start saying unnecessary things, people will just use it against you. Imagine if Esther had just said, I'm coming from this nation and that. And yeah, it could be something which would be worse, because even the king would know about it. I'm not saying that he didn't know about it, but Naaman was just being too much, just heading a nation because of no reason. It was so really bad and so disgusting. Yeah, so that was the story I just wanted to talk about, and it's been a while without uploading. I'm kind of busy in these days. It's not easy. I have many schedules. I have many things to work on. But tomorrow at let me see. Yeah, I will just upload maybe in the morning, Monday morning, and I will be glad that you keep listening to the stories. You keep bringing up the ideas. You can even tell me maybe the stories you have to talk about. There's this story also I want to talk about of Samson, and I hope the story will help many of you, and me too. It will also help me, because it's it's a story that will make Christians think twice, and will make us think of where we are standing, if you are really serving the Lord as we must do, or if we are just giving what we have and we are not gaining anything. Yeah, so thank you so much. I love you. I hope you enjoy this live. I was just at work, no protocols, not doing anything on myself. I just sit down. I just sat down because it was a few minutes ago, and think, how about if I come here and talk about the story of Esther? Though I'm not going to do it perfectly, but at least I will just talk about it. So next time when I come on live, I just let you guys know. I know in Rwanda I have many people following me from there, and it's still in the morning. Also, I just did this live without making anyone get ready for it or come here ask me anything. But promise me, next time I will just come when I schedule things, and I just made a post and tell people I'll be on live this time, so that I can reach out to you guys and know what's going on and what do you think about what we are doing, if we're doing good or if we have something to improve, or your suggestions, your ideas, and your advices also matters on this journey of salvation, because no one is perfect. But when you bring all things that we have together, it just makes things go smoothly and good. Yeah, so stay blessed. I love you all. Uploading, if not tomorrow, it will be Tuesday and Wednesday and Saturday. There will be a little bit change because of the schedule. I thought today I was going to do it, but as I told you, I was so exhausted. I came from church. I was sleepy. I was hungry. I just made myself something to eat, and I just come to realize I'm not feeling good. I just took 2 hours of rest, and after I went to work, as you can see, I'm even at work. But hope everything will be all right by God's grace. So bye. I love you so much. Stay blessed. This was Benita Reyes, a faith-based content creator and someone who also love bringing people to God as she can do. Yeah, bye. Stay blessed. Amen. Bye.